Hi, this is Algebra 2, Lesson 27. We're going to talk about rational expressions, and we're starting on page 125. A ratio can be written as a fraction. So 3 over 4 can be described as 3/4 or the ratio of 3 over 4. Whenever algebraic expressions are written as fractions, we can call them rational expressions. So rational expressions is just a fancy word for saying fractions. So a over b is a rational expression, a squared x all over 4y, m plus p quantity squared over k, or 3xy minus 4 all over 7p. These are all rational expressions. To add rational expressions, we find the lowest common multiple of the denominators. So here we have 4x plus 6 over x plus a. The lowest common multiple is not going to be just a because this is added. The lowest common multiple is going to be x times x plus a. Okay? So we need to multiply this term by x plus a and this term by x. X plus a, and we need to multiply it times the top and the bottom so we aren't changing the value of our problem. So we have 4 times x plus a all over x times x plus a plus 6 times x all over x times x plus a. Now we can add the numerators. So this is going to be 4x plus 4a, using the distributive property on this parenthesis, plus 6x all over x times x plus a. We can simplify the numerator by adding the like terms. So we have 10x plus 4a all over. If you are in my class, I want you to take this out of the parentheses. Your book leaves this as x times the quantity x plus a. But if you're in my class, I don't want any parentheses in your answers unless the book actually calls for it. So we're going to pull this back out to x squared plus ax. And that will be your final answer. If you leave it in this term, it's not entirely correct. Pull the parentheses out. Okay? Let's try another one. We have x plus 2 over x plus 4 plus 6 plus 2 over x squared. Okay? The lowest common multiple is going to be x squared times x plus 4. Okay? So for this term, we're going to multiply an x squared over x squared to top and bottom. This one doesn't have anything in the denominator. Well, it has a 1. So we're going to have to multiply top and bottom times x squared times x plus 4. X squared times x plus 4. This one is just missing an x plus 4 on the bottom. So we're going to multiply x plus 4 to the top and bottom. Okay? So we end up with x squared times x plus 2 plus 6 times x squared times x plus 4 plus 2 times x plus 4. And then this all over x squared times x plus 4. Okay, now we can multiply this through. Here we'll get x cubed plus 2x plus 6x cubed plus 24x squared plus 2x plus 4 all over, let's pull it out of the denominator also, x cubed plus 4x squared. Okay, now put the like terms together. Here are 2x cubed, so we have x cubed plus 6x cubed leaves us with 7x cubed. We have one x squared term, so plus 24x squared. We have 2x plus 2x, which is 4x. and we have a 4. And on the bottom we have x cubed plus 4x squared. Okay, this term here, this 4, doesn't have an x with it, so we can't factor an x out of anything, so we're done. That's as simplified as we can get it. Okay? Let's try another one. We have x plus 2 all over x squared plus 4x plus 3 minus 1 all over x times the quantity x plus 1. Okay? Before we look for a common denominator, let's try factoring this denominator and see if it comes out to anything useful. So we'll have x plus 2 over, and let's see if this trinomial will factor into two binomials. We have an x squared here, so we'll have an x and an x. Now we need factors of positive 3 that add up to positive 4. Since both of these are positive, both of these will be positive. And the factors of 3 are 3 and 1. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 plus 1 is positive 4. So we'll have an x plus 3 and an x plus 1 minus 1 over x times x plus 1. Okay, that helps us in finding common multiples. We already have an x plus 1 in common on both sides. This one has an x plus 3 and this one has an x. So our lowest common multiple is going to be x times x plus 3 times x plus 1. Okay? So for this term, we just need to multiply an x to the top and bottom. So we'll have an x times x plus 2, and then when we multiply the x to the bottom, we'll have x times x plus 3 times x minus 1. X plus 1. Over here, we're going to need an x plus 3. We already have x and the quantity x plus 1, so we need x plus 3 on the top and bottom. So this is going to be the quantity x plus 3 with the same denominator. Okay, now we need to simplify this mess. So we have x times x is x squared. X times 2 is plus 2x. We need to distribute this negative. So that'll be negative x minus 3 all over. We know that x plus 3 times x plus 1 equals this. We already had that once, so we're just going to put that back. So it's going to be x times, don't lose that x squared plus 4x plus 3. We could multiply it out, but we just factored it, so we know that that's what the multiplication is. Alright, we're going to put the like terms together, and we're going to get rid of the parentheses on the bottom. So we'll have x squared. 2x minus x is just an x. So plus x minus 3 all over x cubed plus 4x squared plus 3x. Now, here's something to think about. This is also a trinomial, and it can be factored. Its factors are going to be x and x. This is negative and this is positive, so one of these is going to be positive and one of these is going to be negative. We need factors of negative 3 that add up to positive 1. So that would be, nope, we can't factor it. Okay, but this is a good thing to check. If we had been able to factor it, and one of the factors had been either x plus 3 or x plus 1, we could have simplified things a little bit more. But we can't factor this as it is. There are no factors of negative 3 which add up to positive 1. So we don't need to factor that, and we don't have to worry about anything else simplifying. So it's all good. And that is it for this lesson. Try your practice problems, and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks!